What's going on, everybody? This is Dayton with Spark Service Storm Chasing. And I figured I'd go live and catch all the front end of everything since all this is coming in out of Arkansas and now really getting into Mississippi. So this is what came through Arkansas earlier and put several severe thunderstorm warnings out. And this, around where it's at right now, is really beginning to starting to ramp up, especially over here in North Alabama. And I wasn't too sure, but earlier this was turning more into a squall line. But hopefully this is all we're going to have for today. There was a meso discussion set out for this. Let me go ahead and turn it on. Let's see if they've updated it. Sturgis is a severe potential watch. And it's about 40% of the watch. But the main reason why we went live is right here coming out of Mississippi and into Alabama. But hopefully all this stays dead like it is over here right now. Because earlier it was just an absolute squall line out in front of this. So I'm not too sure really what's going to come of this. But hopefully it stays like this and nothing really happens with it. Before we get looking at these storms, there are some few storms going up here in Indiana, Kentucky, so on and so forth. I did change the color setting since the last time I streamed. We got a reserve one right here in Ohio. The radar's going to be kind of shoddy, so we're not really going to take a look. But we got several warnings out right here. Also in Virginia Beach, we've got a special marine warning. And same thing for south of Washington. Well, let's look at what we're going to cover here. Also, if you're in South Carolina and you live around Durham, Apex, Knightdale, or in these areas, you do have some severe thunderstorm warnings here with considerable winds and about 1-inch hail. Now let's get down to business here. Let's get down to brass tacks. Right now in Russellville, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning with 1-inch hail and winds exceeding 60 miles an hour. Same thing for Haleyville and west of Hamilton. So you got Hackleburg and Bear Creek in a severe thunderstorm warning. And you're going to have the communities of Pierce Mill, Thornhill going on into Bortush and South Haleyville. They're running around about 40 miles an hour. So just please, if you're outside, please take everything seriously. This is really not anything to mess with due to the nature of today. Luckily, all this here has kind of died out. So I'm hoping nothing spawns out of this coming out of Yazoo City that's starting to form. I'm hoping nothing comes out of this. I'm hoping it doesn't turn into a squall line that's going to come through Yorking, Livingston here in about the next hour and a half or so. Got a little bit of a hail core right here, a little north of Bear Creek. Nothing too impressive on it though. But all this that's forming right here, right in front of this is what's starting to concern me. All of this that's starting to form. We've got till about probably 8 or 9 o'clock till this really gets out of the way. So we're going to sit here and kind of take it easy and just monitor these storms as everything passes through. Okay, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for north of Natural Bridge and east of Hamilton. It's a flood aerial watch as well until 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. but the severe thunderstorm warning stays till about 6:30. So here in about the next 15 minutes or so. Okay, a new severe thunderstorm warning for Phil Campbell in Hodges, Alabama, all the way to Spruce Pine till 6:30, posted 1 minute ago. We do have a chaser out in the field today. It's Joshua. So let's see what he is up to today. Joshua, you're live on YouTube, buddy. What we looking at? I do believe so. I'm trying to find it on the map. If I can find Aliceville, I can find Geiger. There we are. There we are, Geiger, Alabama. This is where he's headed. What he's trying to do, he's trying to get in front of these cells coming right here out of Ridgeland and Canton. So this is where he's going to be. We'll keep a good eye on him as well. We do. My apologies, I had to sneeze. It's got a 40% watch, so it's got a 40% chance of being watched, and it says severe potential. Northeast Mississippi and northern Alabama. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, up north today. I said up north today has been popping off. Matter of fact, we got an observed tornado in Ohio right now. So looking at all of this, I believe that's the third observed for today. That's been around Cincinnati. Alrighty, we'll do. Well, I'll check back up on you here in about 15 or 20. Alrighty, we'll do. Now you take care, and we'll check back in with you later. Alright. Let me, for some reason it's running a little behind. a severe thunderstorm warning for Winston County. So that's going to be this storm here. No, I'm sorry, for Winston, Alabama. My apologies. But all this forming right here, this is what concerns me. There's nothing impeding it. There's no, granted, we did have a little bit of rain this morning, but there's nothing in front of it to stop it. Let's go ahead and take a look at a dew point over here in Hatton, Alabama. The dew point is 70 with a humidity of 79, so you can imagine how humid it is out there right now. You got roughly a 10-mile-an-hour wind right here in front of the storm, or actually north of the storm. Let's check Phil Campbell with a 68% dew point. As you can see, it's raining pretty heavily there in Phil Campbell. Luckily, the temperature has dropped off due to this rain. At one point, it was 70 degrees. Now it's nearly 67 degrees. What daggum. So this chunk of severe thunderstorm warnings that we have in North Alabama, they all are going to cover Marion, Winston, Franklin, Lawrence, Morgan, and Colby counties. They're very possible of producing, well, it's not possible, they are producing very strong winds up in North Alabama. It could be exceeding 60 miles an hour. So to be paying attention to everything, especially if you're in Decatur, Hartsville, Arab, Priceville, Falkville, Morgan City, Vinemont, Somerville, Baileyton, and Eva. Please be paying attention. These storms, like I said, they're not tornadic, and I hope we don't have to deal with tornadoes today. But as everything starts to get here, there's a chance for it, especially with all these lines here that are just getting special weather statements. There's no telling what will happen to them later on as they mature. Look up these storms over here in Tupelo and see what they're looking like. Really looking like there's really nothing there rotation wise in anything. I might be wrong. I'm not seeing a hell core. There might be a hair bit of rotation. There's a little bit of rotation. Nothing too concerning, very broad. Okay, a new special weather statement has been posted of winds exceeding 40 miles an hour and pea-sized hail coming into the state, really covering Winfield, Gwinn, Detroit, and Hamilton. Now, all this coming out of Mississippi, that's in Vernon, Belt, Fayette, Berry, Oakman, headed up towards Jasper. You're also going to have winds that's exceeding 40 miles an hour with pea-sized hail. Actually, excuse me, they're moving 45 miles an hour with 40 plus wind. But luckily, if you're watching in more of our, oh, they added a mesoscale discussion. Oh, they broadened it. Okay. So earlier it was just come right up here just north of Tuscaloosa. Now they've added South Alabama into it. I'm glad it's just now starting to pop up on my radar. That must have been what Joshua was talking about earlier. But let's look over here in our more of our Mississippi viewing area. Right here over Oxford, Grenada, all the way to Starkville, you just got nothing but heavy rain. That's all this is. Hopefully, it doesn't get over here in a more unstable, untapped air like these cells are doing now and turning into something. Like I said, these are the storms we're going to be watching as well, as they're starting to really just kind of bean up over here around Gordo, Geiger, and so on and so forth. Let's take a look at all these storms that's up north right now. If this tornado still confirmed, it is. Let's see what we're looking at here. Okay, they just extended the tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning for up north in Ohio, north of Portsmouth, including the communities of Waverly, Piketown, Beaver, Rardin, Otway, and Pebbles. Now this tornado, if you're in Sinking Springs, Far Lacs, Maryhill, Loudon, and Belfast, this is coming right towards you. You should already be in shelter. Let's see if we have a CC drop on this. If everything, there it goes. I do not see a CC drop. Let me drop to another radar and see if I can get one. No, I cannot. This one also just went observed. So there's your tornado. And here's your, I'm assuming this is going to be your main couplet right here, south of Fairfax. So if you're in there, please be in shelter. Let's go back down to our region, our neck of the woods. For thunderstorm warning, including Moulton, Alabama, and Landersville, Alabama, and Wren, Alabama, to 7 p.m. Winds up to 60 miles an hour and penny-sized hail. All these special weather statements by all these little small storms kind of concern me. I hope nothing comes out of them. Just for giggles, let's see if we have, let's turn on our spotters and see who we got on the road today. That's going to be in our area. Okay. We've got several up here around Decatur. Let's take a look at everyone who's up north. Okay, they've dropped this to radar indicated. That one is still staying observed. Got one chaser on it. But everyone else looks like they stay home today. I'm hoping they'll let all this here expire. I am really not seeing anything I am too concerned about besides all this forming here. That is kind of starting to worry me a little bit. But anything else, I'm really not. Let me not get the cart further ahead, the horse here. Okay, they did just post a new special weather statement for Tuscaloosa County, far northern Tuscaloosa County. Because these storms are moving so slow, they're just reinstating these polygons. This one here, I'm not sure what they're going to do with it. It looks like it's trying to turn into a bow echo, hence why it's severe warned with very high wind gusts. Once again, I'm not seeing anything that's going to be real life threatening right now, and I hope we don't have that tonight. Let's take a look at this on the Huntsville radar. In the city of Coleman, you're about to get a lot of rain. May have a little rotation here, but I'm not going to say hardly if it is or if it isn't, since it's so far away from that specific radar. Yeah, it's showing a little bit of rotation headed towards Coleman, but I'm not really concerned of what it is. Matter of fact, in this new scan, it's gone. Let me check the tilt one. Tilt one's showing just a little bit, but there's nothing, like I said, too impressive with it. As of right now, there is no new updates on social media. Let's see if I can find some footage of the flooding that has happened over the last day. Here's some flooding that is going on currently on First Avenue near Roebuck Golf Course in Birmingham. Let's look at that. So please do not be driving through any of this. Turn around, don't drown. As you can see, you've got the Paul's God sheep. I believe that's some. Can't really tell by it. But if you're from that area, you should probably know that church in this general area. This is the flooding that's going on around there. I'd say it's about waist deep. Please do not be trying to drive through that. It's nothing that anyone would want to deal with. Now this is some from yesterday. Some water crossing the roads in Gadsden, Alabama. This was over. Does it say Gadsden and Glencoe neighborhoods? No, it didn't really specify on what it is. There's now a flash flood warning issued for Coleman County. Let's go ahead and turn. I believe I have that turned off. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and see really what it's covering. Own thing. Excuse me. That's not it either. Any other time I could work this radar like the back of my hand until I need to do something. Weather alert settings. There we are. Flash flood. So this is going to be the polygon for the flash flood warning in Cullman County. So that includes West Point, South Vinemont, Fairview, Baileytown, Holly Pond, Good Hope, Dodge City, and Hanceville. So you're about to get hit with very, very heavy rain, and along with some flooding. So between 1 and 2 inches of rain has fallen already. Additional rainfall to 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flood is ongoing, expected to begin shortly. So what they're expecting is they're expecting this line right through here to start trending more south, kind of like this, and really hit around the city of Cullman, making everything making everything flood. So that's why they put that warning out. Let's take a look at some of the cells that are now starting to pop up, like these down here. Go throw these retweets out. You can also follow us on Twitter under ss_ storm chasing. I do believe that's the @ but you can always find it in the on our website, which is sparkservicestormchasing.com. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Moulton and Landersville, Alabama. Penny-sized hail. So luckily, nothing has happened so far besides... Okay, here's some more flash flood warnings. I'm hoping these are just heavy rain and turns into nothing that's going to be embedded. Let's take a look at this. Right over Double Springs. Let's take a look at that. Hopefully it's nothing. Just some very heavy winds. If anything, we've got some very, very, very broad rotation east of Phil Campbell headed towards Moulton. If anything that's with these storms, this is what we may be concerned about. I'll keep an eye on these two, but I'm really not seeing anything that's real eye-catching. Take a look back up north just to give us something new to look at, because this probably will not change until we'll probably get about another 30 minutes until something were to happen. If anything were to happen, I believe it's going to be down here where all these cells are starting to form. So let's say beginning around here at Jasper. I'm not a professional forecaster by any means, but I believe if something were to happen, this is going to be roundabout where it's going to happen. So it's going to be northern Tuscaloosa County into Jefferson County, head all the way to Etowah and Dallas County. Maybe get into the southern parts of Talladega County, and maybe Calhoun, and possibly Clay. But we never can tell with all this still just now beginning to form. Let's jump in with our man Joshua to see what he's looking at right now. Joshua, it's looking like where you're headed it's going to be nothing but heavy rain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you would like to stay around the, I'd say set up more around Aliceville, kind of where we chased last time. Maybe a little farther south. Uh, of a, I might go a little bit further south to York, because all these prefrontals in front of you right now are smacking the Tuscaloosa Metro and about to be smacking Tuscaloosa Metro in its face. We've got a few random showers popping up, but they're all starting to really come together. That's gonna. Hmm? Well, just keep us updated on what you're doing, and if something significant happens. Still headed to Geiger? Alrighty, will do. Alrighty, will do. Well, we'll keep you up to. I'm assuming you're. Okay, I'm assuming that's where you're at. It's looking like these are just going to be just random pop-up cells that they're beginning to form these prefrontals. Alrighty, we'll do. Well, we'll check back up on you here in just a few minutes. Alrighty. Right now, we just have a cluster of a bunch of rain, heavy winds, and flooding is really what we've got. Like I said, we're watching all this starting to form right here. I'm not too sure if it's going to turn into anything. I hope it doesn't, but it's starting to get into the instability that's been over here. Like I said, we had a few pop-up showers earlier today, but that was around 10 o'clock or so this morning. So it's been a good nearly 8 hours. So we're going to watch all this here. As you can see, it's just starting to form around Brookwood, Tuscaloosa, and Moundville. Let's swap over to the shredder, but you can see it's all starting to form, making a line like I showed you earlier. Let's take a look back up at these storms back up north and see if anything that has changed. Nothing in velocity. Still probably very broad rotation south of Moulton. Let's look at the relative velocity. Yeah, still very broad rotation. It's nothing real too concerned about. Take a look back at social media and see what's going on. Here's some reports of hail in Trussville. Just some pea-size hail, some small. I say pea-size, about nickel-size hail. Nothing real damaging. Maybe put a small crack in your windshield and just make it a very uncomfortable day for you. But as we can see, just some hail falling. You can actually see it falling here and on this lady's front porch. And there's another flash flood warning for parts of Franklin and Lawrence County. So it's gonna be back here. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Double Springs and Addison. So it just also dropped it at the same time they posted, which is fine by me. That means it's going to be less of a threat today and stay more on the rain side. But what I'm not liking here, okay, there's a new flash flood warning. What I'm not liking is, see now all this starting to turn into a line. Hopefully it doesn't do anything too damaging and it stays just a line of rain. Whoa. Here is a video of a tornado coming from Trip City, Ohio. Just a beautiful very fast moving tornado. This is a great position to be in as well. Props to this chaser of being in this safe vicinity near this tornado. While we kind of just wait on all of this to start really happening, like I said, I hope nothing happens from it. Let's take a look up north and see what's going on. Alrighty, we still have, from the confirmed tornado earlier, we do have an extension of that warning. So let's see, radar indicated, radar indicated, radar indicated, radar indicated. Nothing confirmed right now, which is good. We'll go ahead and just take a look and see if that we can see. A lot of hail. Look at this hail right here near Charleston. Well, that was from far off. It's storm right here, north of Charleston with 1 inch hail. Let's see what else we have going on. Alrighty. So here's your hook for that one storm. Got a good hail core in it as well. It looks like the hook right now is right over the town of Littleton. Look at the velocity on it. Very broad rotation, but it's still nonetheless something that could be damaging. Everything up north has a Tor possible tag, which is, I'm not going to say a good thing, but which is good that everything is being taken seriously today up north. Sadly, I don't know of any fatalities, but I know there's been some damage. Let's go back down south. Okay, we currently have no severe thunderstorm warnings, which is good, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 flash flood warnings. Luckily, this one here goes out in about an hour. But as you see, everything's starting to kind of die down. The rain's not as heavy and haily, but now we're starting to get these line of storms coming in. As we've been talking about for the last little bit, that's starting to form right here in Tuscaloosa County, going into southern Jefferson County. Let's take a look at everything's coming out of Mississippi. Like I said, this tail end right here is nothing but strong rain. Strong rain. Well, I say strong rain. Just a bunch of rain. But like I said, what we're looking at is we're looking at all this right here, these prefrontals, and there's one little lone storm over here in Jackson. That I find that hilarious. Little storm that could. But this is what we're all looking at, making sure nothing comes out of these. Hopefully, it just go on into Georgia and get over here and still be nothing. Hopefully that's the case for today. You see, they've updated this. They have not. Okay, there is some damage in the Major or Mayhire Distribution Center in Tip City, Ohio. So once again, here's that tornado that we had on video earlier. Beautiful, beautiful structure. But sadly, here's the tail end of everything of that infrastructure. That's a very sad thing to look at. I hope everyone that was in that building, if they were in that building, okay. Now here's a picture of some lightning that was ground to, sky to ground. Beautiful, beautiful lightning. And this is some flooding that's going on in Leeds right now. And of Little Flooding Creek. Alright, let's take a look at this real quick. Thunderstorm capable of producing torrential downpours will likely cause areas of flash flooding, which goes all the way from Jefferson County, Talladega County, was all the way down to the northern part of Dallas County. So all the counties in between here, Dallas County, all the way up to Huntsville, we're all going to be really some heavy, heavy rain. Okay, we do have some people on our Discord that are from Lafayette or Lafayette, Indiana. Let's take a look up in Indiana to make sure really nothing's going on. Here's the state of Indiana, and really there was nothing going on. I know earlier we had a tornado warning that was north of Muncie. But if you're in Indiana, I'm talking to you, distant. There is nothing really going on, which I am very, very happy with. We do, like I said, everything in Ohio right now is starting to pop off, going into Philadelphia. So far there's only 2 warnings, and that's a great thing versus the 6 or 7 we had earlier. Over here out west, there's really nothing going on. Just this lone flash flood warning. For what, I have no idea. I think all our special weather statements are starting to expire as well, which is a great thing. Let's see if we have anything coming out of Coleman County. Here's some flooding in Tarrant, Alabama. I can see the people trying. Some people are trying to drive through this, which is not a great idea. You can see a gentleman standing on top of his car here. Wow, that's at least 3 or 4 inches of water coming the roadway there. I understand it is 7:02. A lot of people are just now trying to get back from eating supper and or head to church. I understand that, but right now with all this coming in, it's best for you to stay off the roads due to conditions like this. Like, look at this gas station. It's a lot deeper over here in the gas station than it is over here on the roadway. So please, 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 turn around, don't drown. Here's some more flooding in Alabama as well. It's Coosa at 13th Avenue North. That was connected to flooding I showed you earlier today. Here's just some more flooding pictures of that. As of 2 minutes ago, a spotter has west of Flint City, Alabama. A large tree has fallen and knocked down power lines. Please avoid the area, especially with all this water that's crossing the road right now. This is something that you don't want to step off into. Some beautiful cloud structures. That was in Madison, Alabama earlier today, taken at the hospital that's there. It's only this one morning now up here in Athens. Currently kind of in a radar hold, so I really can't tell what it is. New special weather statement has been posted for winds excluding 40 mile an hour, in excess of 40 mile an hour in pea-sized hail. So Gadsden, Boaz, Albertville, and Collinsville. You've got probably, how fast is this thing moving again? At 20. Show the storm track. I'm going to say 25, just to give you a little bit. So Ferry Crossroads in about 5 to 10 minutes. Susan Moore 5 to 10. Wineville here in about 10 to 15. Allison Crossroad here at about 20. Altoona 20. Walnut Grove about 25 to 30. Hopper 30, 35. Harpersville about 35. Rainbow City, you've got about an hour. So you've got plenty of time. Gadsden, you got a little over an hour. Southside over an hour. Until all this heavy rain gets to you. So, once again, I understand it's Wednesday night and a lot of people are trying to get out to church. But, if you think you can beat it, that's fine by me. But, once again, with this heavy flooding that's been on with this storm, I would advise you to stay home. I really wish Twitter would stop showing me stuff that's from an hour ago. New special weather statement. Moving 35 mile an hour. And someone joined our Discord server. So this is just bringing torrential downpour with it. Here's another view of the tornado that was in Tip City today. It's just a beautiful cone. At that time, it was hitting that plant we was talking about earlier. We're still watching all this starting to form right here, coming out of Tuscaloosa County. We're still watching it all form, hoping nothing comes out of it. Well, I'm glad to see the downtrend of this here as well. It started to connect with everything. I'm not saying nothing's going to happen, because we still got probably about another 3 hours left of this, and maybe, hopefully, that nothing else will happen. It will just stay a bunch of rain and some heavy winds. Let's see if we have any more damage reports. Here's some more tornado damage that was from the same tornado damage that we was looking at earlier. I sure do hope everyone, if that was in that building, is all right. Here's another great video of wow, that's just beautiful yet terrifying. Coming across that man's yard in Ohio. Just a beautiful, beautiful sight. Just I didn't hear any sirens going off in that video, which I disagree with. Here's some more damage that was in Trip City or Tip City, whichever one it was. Trees down, some house, a little bit of house damage on the back side of that house. Power lines down, probably some power outages as well. Luckily, so far, nothing else has transpired here in the state. Let's jump in and see what Joshua is planning to do. Joshua, what do you plan to do, my man? What'd you say? Alrighty, will do. It looks like everything is trying to become a small squall line coming out of Birmingham into Tuscaloosa County around Moundville. I don't know, but everything's kind of got a southeastern trend to it today. So that might be as to why it's getting in front of all. It's tapping into the moisture that was here with all the few storms that we had come through this morning, but what I'm looking at right now, everyone is going to get a part of this flash flood, this cell, the system that is producing 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5 flash flood warnings right now. But they've got a special weather statement in front of it, going and advising everybody. But I'm still keeping an eye on everything that's down south. Hopefully, it turns into nothing. Well, it stays as nothing. But let me know if anything else that you see happens. Right? The severe thunderstorm warning or the severe thunderstorm watch? Okay. I'll just make sure we're still on the same page here. So we may have a little rotation. 7:14. Yeah, we have a little bit of rotation. Nothing I'm too impressed with still, but I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this right here. This little spot here, south of Dodge City in Coleman County, headed towards Hayden. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. It may be nothing. Look at it. Velocity. It's hard to tell. It might just be the break in the clouds. You do have rotation, very broad rotation, over Cleveland, heading to Rosa and to Aniana. So, I want to keep an eye on this right here in Cleveland. This may get a severe thunderstorm warning later, but in North Alabama, just outside of Coleman County, getting into probably Calhoun County, it looks to be very broad rotation in it. It may be trying to die out now, but it was very broad, as you see at one point in time. I'm still going to keep an eye on it, though. Alright, well, just let us know if you think of anything else. Oh, I forgot I server muted Push. I gotta unserver mute him. I'm still gonna watch this. They have a little rotation over Pinson as well. Must have run out of service. Let me actually turn on my beacon. Make sure just in case. Check radar scope to see if it's also showing a little bit of rotation over both those areas. The good news is there's no more tornado warnings even in the country right now. There's still that flash flood warning for Coleman and Morgan County. But that is really it. It's showing rotation here. The storm I was talking about in Pinson. Alrighty. If you're in the city of the small town of Pinson and Centerpoint, I'd be paying attention to this. It's got broad rotation in it, and right here, it's just not sitting right with me. Like I said, it's very broad rotation. It's gonna be on the back side of it. Granted, like I said, it's just a little. You can see it right here. I swapped over to reflectivity, and there wasn't a hell core there, and right here as well, it's starting to concern me just a hair. This area here at one point had very tight. I say very tight, very broad rotation. I'm still gonna watch it. It's starting to concern me just a little bit, but nothing too awful. See, he's got it might be trying to break apart. Hopefully. Actually, no, that would be right here. And that would be where your rotation is. And right through here, as you see, you have this giant inflow notch right here. You can see it as well. Right here. Right where your thing's coming in at. starting to worry me a little bit, but hopefully it's just going to stay just decently strong winds. So hopefully that's all I'm seeing. A severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for almost half of the state. Let me go ahead and get you those county names real quick. So you're gonna have Lauderdale County, Limestone County, Madison County, Jackson, Colbert, Franklin, Lawrence, Morgan, Marshall, Coleman, Winston, Marion, Blunt, Etowah, St. Clair, Calhoun, Talladega, Shelby, Jefferson, Tuscaloosa, Fayette, Lamar, Pickens, Chilton, Perry, Wilcox, and Clark counties. All that's gonna be under a severe thunderstorm watch. So we're gonna keep an eye on this. This is a beautiful shelf cloud that's in Warrior, Alabama right now. Look at this thing. That is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. That low hanging scud, or an SLC as some people like to call it, right here in the back. That is beautiful. I'm actually going to retweet that. That is beautiful. So also for our Mississippi viewers, the watch, the severe thunderstorm watch, is also got the counties Calhoun, Pontiac, Lee, Monroe, Clay, Webster, Simpson, Smith, Jasper, Clark, Lauderdale, Kemper, Leake, Attala, Winston, and all the majority of the counties surrounding there as well, going all the way back to Jefferson and Copiah counties. Let's see if there's anything that's popped off in Mississippi. I know we've been looking at these storms over here in Alabama, but it looks like all this over here is trying to dissipate, which is great. Which is great. But as I was talking about earlier, you see everything right here starting to turn more into a squall line. This is what's starting to concern. Well, that has my eye. Now, directly over Jefferson County, the Birmingham Metro. I wish it would hurry up and load. You're starting to get these squall lines here, starting off south of West Blockton. So Gardendale, North Birmingham Metro, Vestavia Hills, and Bessemer. You're about to get some heavy rain. That's something that won't last too long. But we're about to have just a good line of heavy rain and winds coming through. 40 miles an hour plus with pea-sized hail. Nothing else really that's involving it so far. got a new special weather statement up here for Etowah and DeKalb counties. Just another special weather statement talking about how this Bow Echo here. There's another one right there that came out, as I said, for Etowah County and Calhoun County. Let's check back up on the rotation. That rotation I thought I saw earlier. Make sure nothing's there. Looks like everything's kind of died out and kind of turned into a small Bow Echo everywhere. I'm still gonna be watching this though, but everything is kind of turning more into a high wind event with possible hail. Even this is showing something that may go up over here in Walnut Groves. It's starting to, that tail's starting to pop in. I mean, curve in. So I'm still gonna keep an eye on that. What's all this over going on here at? What's going on over here at Centerpoint? Like I said, it just got a little bit of a Bow Echo in it. You may have very broad rotation actually, but it's nothing. Once again, I'm too concerned about. Now this down here is what I'm gonna be watching. Let's go to storm relative velocity and take a look. Yeah, you got a little bit of rotation over Snead, nothing great. Looks like just a Bow Echo over Centerpoint. Use this Huntsville radar again. Yeah, very broad rotation over Walnut Grove. Joshua, you there? Still sitting? What? That looks familiar. But how's the winds looking there? I see your odometer's kind of going at it. Not your odometer. If we look at the Twitter, this lady posted a very beautiful shelf cloud that came over Warrior earlier. A very beautiful. Have you looked at radar? There's really nothing near you. That is just rain and clouds. Yeah, all this over here in Birmingham, it's starting to come together, but it's got some very high winds with it. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't impede Friday for you. Oh, so let's see if any more. You got a severe thunderstorm watch going all the way from Talladega County to Jackson. So alright, will do. Well, let me know if you see something. Look at this. This wrecker having to perform a water rescue. Once again, people, please stay at home with all this going on. If you're in those areas, please stay at home. It isn't worth your vehicle. It isn't worth your time, and it really isn't worth the money to have a wrecker come and get you out. It's really not worth it. Now, what's over here going on in Georgia? There's a few pop-up storms as well. Let's scroll up and look back up north and see if anything's going on. Looking like he's just trying to turn into very strong winds, which I'm very grateful for. Here's a shelf cloud and Sneed was looking at. The storm when Sneed was looking at earlier. Let's go back down here to our coverage. Well, our main area. This shelf cloud and Sneed. Beautiful, beautiful thing. I love that structure. Starting to concern me a little bit. Okay. That's an old tweet. I wish I could quit getting recommendations on old tweets. Look over here. Speed is dead. bunch of rain right now is what I'm seeing over Tressville, Gardendale, Fultondale, Margaret, heading into Moody and Leeds. This actually will affect where I'm at right now. Let's see if it'll pull up my beacon. Actually, no, that's not a good idea. But that's going to affect me. You know, I'll be back to see if I can get a picture of everything that's coming in. Just give me just a minute. And I will be right back. Alrighty, I really didn't. There was nothing there that caught my eye. I mean, I could hear the thunder from where I'm at now. I mean, all I've got is a bunch of just trash clouds in front of it, so I really don't have a good view of the walk. If there's a walk, I wouldn't be able to see it. So I'm around this area here. There's a new flash flood warning for St. Clair County. Okay, now a severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for the highlighted counties. Okay. Everything else surrounding it, it is in a flash flood watch though. Let's see if I can get that severe thunderstorm that there it is. So it's parts of Jefferson County. So it's going to be the back side, well, the northeastern side, and then you got the almost practically the entire St. Clair County. Once this moves in, I'm pretty sure it'll get around Moody and Leeds. It'll cover the entire section of St. Clair County. Getting all into Talladega County. Talladega County, you've got a while. We do have a tornado warning. For Baltimore. Nothing I'm worried about. Actually, just for giggles, let's look at the rotation that is on it. It's nothing too impressive right now, but please go ahead, if you're in the area, just go ahead and take shelter. City of Baltimore, you should be fine. Now, if you're in the western part of Baltimore, go ahead and take cover. But if you're in Glenburg, Ferndale, and Brooklyn Park, you should be fine. There's a new tornado warning that just got posted. Gonna take a look at it too. Okay, nothing too impressive. I don't have another radar, else I'll take a look at it there, but okay, here we go. Outside of Talladega County, all the way down to Blount County, we do have a new special weather statement of a storm moving 35 miles an hour with winds at excess of 40 to 45 miles an hour with pea-sized hail. So Hoover, Alabaster, Pelham, Helena, Pell City, Leeds, Moody, Calera, Chelsea, Rainbow City, Montevallo, Columbiana, Springville, Odenville, Wilsonville, Lincoln, Margaret, Argo, Indian Springs, Village, and Asheville. You've now been placed under a special weather statement for this storm coming in right here. City of Gadsden, you're now under a special weather statement, as I was speaking of earlier about this here. So hopefully it just stays a bunch of very, very heavy rain and very strong winds and nothing else. Let's go ahead and just look at it on velocity to make sure nothing has changed. Nothing has. We may have some rotation right here where Vestavia. I mean, right here, or in between Hueytown and Vestavia Hills, a little bit north of Bessemer. Let me look at the reflectivity to make sure there's not a hail core there. I don't remember seeing one. Okay, I was wrong. There's a break in it right there, so you really don't have any rotation. It's just a sliver of light rain. In Mississippi, all severe thunderstorm watches has been canceled. So if you're in the state of Mississippi, you no longer are in any severe weather threat. Everything has been canceled. Okay, Birmingham, the NWS in Birmingham has canceled a few counties from the severe thunderstorm watch. That's now going to narrow it down to Walker County, Winston County, Jefferson County, St. Clair County, Blount County, Etowah, Calhoun, Talladega, Shelby, Chilton, and Dallas counties. So little by little, we're starting to get cleared. But like I said, it looks like the majority is now trying to turn into a bow ecosystem with just a bunch of heavy winds. Well, I say heavy winds. Strong winds and heavy rain. As you can see right here, let me go to high res velocity. So spectrum, you can see right here just these heavy winds coming through. Heavy winds. You may have a little rotation here in Pels, just outside of Pell City. Let me take a look. Nah. Oh, maybe a little bit south of Odenville and a little bit north of Margaret, but I don't really see anything. Luckily, these cells out here have not done anything, which is a very great thing. Let's check back in on Josh. What is it? Joshua, the severe threat for Mississippi is over. They've dropped all of the watches. The severe weather has. I can't hear you, Bubba. What do what? Okay, we'll do. If you can make this out, there is no more severe thunderstorm warnings for the state of Mississippi. Everything now is going to be around eastern Alabama. There's no more severe thunderstorm watches in Mississippi. And everything now is going to be in eastern Alabama. Alright, well, you be careful, bro. And I'll see what we can do for Friday. No, but we do have a very impressive bow echo forming. I'll probably end the stream here in about 15-20, if nothing else perspires. Alright, you take care, Bubba. Just gonna go ahead and leave that chat. I'm still not really seeing anything that's real. As soon as I say that, I see something. Oh, shut up. We do have a little bit of rotation over here, over Garden, but nothing I'm too concerned about. Check everything else. Maybe a little bit over here in Pell City, just maybe a little bit. North of Pell City, directly west of Pleasant Valley. There's a new flash flood warning out for northern Jefferson County into St. Clair County. So that's going to include Trussville, Center Point, and Gardendale. That flash flood warning. Coleman, Hansville, and Good Hope, you're still under a flash flood warning. Matter of fact, they extended it. Philcamba and Spruce Pine, Alabama, until 9:30. So you have a little bit left, a little over an hour, hour and a half. So once again, Trussville, Center Point, and Gardendale. We have more damage from this storm. There was a new discussion that was talked about. Strong to local severe gusts remain possible, though downstream watch is not expected. So anything outside of St. Clair, Talladega, and westwards, you have nothing more to worry about. The west side of the state, go ahead and go about your business. You may have a few rumbles of thunder coming in about an hour or so, but from Birmingham all the way to the state line, you have absolutely no rain coming in until about an hour, hour and a half. Whoa! Is that a tornado or an SLC? It's hard to tell. Look at this SLC here that came out of Hayden earlier today. If I can get back to it, yeah. Very scary SLC. Actually, there's no rotation to it, but just a very low-hanging SLC from the shelf cloud. I just see a few bolts of lightning flash in the background. Northern Tidewater counties, all the way into Calhoun and St. Clair, counties. You're now put in that special weather statement involving this special weather statement. Let's go ahead and check our velocity one more time. Here's a storm in Gadsden, Alabama right now. You can just see the wind into this huge tree and how this wind is just gusting. That's absolutely heavy downpour. If you will keep up with our social medias, I may be able to, when the storm gets to where I live, I may be able to show you this. This is Protective Stadium right now. I believe they had a ball game going on. And just look at that heavy rain. You can't even see the ball field. But it is under the bleachers too. I mean, it's absolutely heavy, gusting rain. But I don't see really anything else coming out of this. I'll stay on till 8:10, and that'll probably be it for us today. Everything I'm seeing trending on radar is the severe threat should be low. But please also just keep an eye out on everything, because these storms are still putting out very strong winds and heavy rain. So just don't really try to make a plan for the rest of the evening due to it, following that trend of being very strong rain and very strong winds. We don't want you being caught up in this flood. Hopefully no other there has been a new flash flood warning for Jefferson County onto St. Clair, as I stated earlier. But hopefully nothing else. It's a new flash flood warning as well for Jefferson and St. Clair County as well. There's actually two different ones that was put out at the same time, two different polygons. Coleman, you're still in it. Northern Marion, you're still in it. Russellville, you're about to be out of it. Phil Campbell, you're about to be out of it. But please stay off the roads at this point in time. Really, I don't see anything that's troubling me except there's some strong winds. That's all I'm saying. It's just very strong straight line winds. We'll say very. They're decently strong straight line winds. That's all I'm seeing out of this. An new tornado warning for Ohio. Go ahead and just take a look at that. You do have a radar on that one, okay. Let's see the tight rotation right here, directly west of Moundville, south of Wheeling. You see it better right here. There's two separate points of rotation, actually. Make sure it's not a hill core if I say something stupid. Nope, just 2 separate points of rotation. You can see your info here is rotating here and it's rotating here. There's also a little bit of rotation going on up here as well. That's all I'm seeing. They put a new mesoscale discussion out. Alright. Areas affected are parts of northeastern Alabama to northwestern Georgia concerning severe thunderstorm watch. Severe weather threat for severe thunderstorms is still in the isolated strong locally severe gusts remain possible across across parts of northeastern Alabama through downstream. Watch is not expected. Now, what little time I got left, let's go ahead and look at the, I'm just going to go ahead and look at the models for the next few days. Let's go to day 3. We're expecting a slight risk over Yazoo's, southeastern Arkansas, very northeastern Louisiana, and central to western Mississippi under a slight risk. And you got a marginal risk all the way to Jefferson County, clipping Tuscaloosa County, down to Montgomery County to Troy, down to the city of Enterprise, or the small town of Enterprise. So keep in mind, Friday is still going to be a thing. It's not going to be a thing. It's got potential to be severe. It's still a few days out, so I really can't give you too much. But it could be worse. It could get a little weaker. We're not too sure yet. But this is kind of what's looking like on Friday. Let's see if I can go ahead and get something on the HRRR or some type of model. Go with the convention allowing. Go with the NAM. Day 3. Get out of the temperature. Let's get into the crap. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So you're gonna have all this coming out of Little Rock, going southeast into, if it'll load for me. Come on, you got it. You got it. That was today. This is gonna be for Friday. So once again, get all that moved in through today. Here's everything that's gonna move in Friday, coming in on the 10th, on the 9th of the 10th. that's everything that moved through today. My apologies. Let me see if I can get something else. Because I'm trying to look at what went on. What's going to happen next. Yeah, I was right. It's everything that's going to happen on the 10th. You see, we're going to have, if there's a way I can slow this up, it'd be fantastic. But, this is going to be on Friday the 10th at 10 a.m. We're going to have a cell forming over, that's not forming, that's already going to, probably going to be around Little Rock, Conway, and North Louisiana, headed into Mississippi around 10 a.m. 10 a.m. I'm about to say 10 a.m. in the morning, around 10 in the morning, and it's going to track further south, southeast. This storms this year, for some reason, they've been tracking further southeast when it comes into the state of Mississippi. It's going to be, which is odd, because everything is tracking towards the Gulf. That's going to be how everything's going to fall out on Friday. I don't know how, we really can't tell until really the day before. I'm not sure how the tornado threat's going to look, but I know for a fact we're going to have some strong winds, some hail, and some, like I said, let me not get the cart in front of the horse, and probably a few isolated tornadoes, but I'm not making any promises on that. We'll be keeping an eye on it, and I'll be keeping you updated on the social media, on our Twitter page and Facebook. So let's take a look one more time at what's going on now. And the rain is just now as the rain starts to fall on my house. Let's look at everything that's going on right now. Single site radar. Alright, let's get back to it. Let's turn off the day 3 outlook. And let's look at today. I don't know why this is still here. Let's do a quick restart and make sure everything's coming out right. James Spann, we'll put it out. Yeah, we'll just deal with it. This is what's going on right now. Just some straight line winds. And that's really about it. Nothing too concerning. Wish that would go away. Got a little bit of a hell core right here, a little north of Ohatchee. May have very broad rotation, a little northeast of Chelsea, but I'm not seeing it. If something were to happen, I will let you know. But thank you for watching the stream. We've been live for 2 hours. A little over 2 hours. I'm glad nothing has happened, and all we had today with a few severe thunderstorm warnings and just a few flash flood warnings. Everyone who's in a flash flood warning, remember, turn around, don't drown. It's not worth your life, and it's definitely not, especially the way vehicles are right now, it's not worth ruining your car and having to fix it. It's really not. Just remember, if everything that's going on, if something were to change, I'd let you know. If it gets that bad, I'll go live once again. But paying attention to our social media for everything else that may be happening. All right, well, y'all have a good rest of your Wednesday evening. This has been Spark Service Storm Chase. My name's Dayton. You have a good night.